I know that all the people, all his little boys in the Discord are going to be like, no, that's not going to happen. Legal Mindset's making stuff up. Well, you just watch. You just watch, kids. He's going to be dragged in there in front of the police. I dare him to pretend he didn't know what he was doing. You'll always be a loser, a nothing. And you're going to enjoy that loser life in jail.
Guys, we've got a massive update about Johnny Somali and the current condition of his case, and it's more unbelievable than you think. The situation for Johnny Somali right now is worse than ever. Yes, no rumors this time, it's official. The police have already interviewed a new witness under the Child Welfare Act, and sources say Johnny Somali will also face police questioning and interviews, possibly next month. So there are now a lot of updates available, and we also have more information about Johnny Somali's current moves and condition. Let's break it all down in this video. So guys, if you watched my last video, you should already know that a new witness has come forward. According to Legal Mindset, this witness might be connected to an incident at Lot World or on the Seoul Metro or a bus, or it could even be a parent of a child who is now testifying against Johnny Somali.
If the judge accepts this, it pretty much automatically will aggravate sentencing, meaning the maximum punishment category.
So obviously, when the court and legal authorities see that a parent has directly come forward, the case becomes even more dangerous for Johnny Somali. This time, the legal authorities can easily push for a guilty plea, and if he doesn't plead guilty himself, they can present strong evidence and now have a witness ready to testify. While this is happening, there are even more updates. Johnny Somali's Child Welfare Act case is moving fast. As Legal Mindset explained, the case against Ramzi Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali, under the Child Welfare Act is progressing rapidly. The police have already interviewed the person who filed the report, and Ramzi Khalid is expected to be interviewed next month. So this time, things are definitely looking worse for Johnny Somali's situation. Listen to this part from Legal Mindset for more details.
And they went through the evidence, and the police believe that the evidence which has been submitted, after going through it carefully, is very, very good. And they're going to proceed on this aggressively and strongly and quickly. They're not going to drag their feet on this. They're not going to make this take for, they're going to go aggressive with the Child Welfare Act as it's been refiled.
That's really good news to hear. Finally, the police are realizing that too much time has already passed, and this time they need to take it more seriously. But honestly, I think if the police had taken this more seriously earlier, some of the dangerous things Johnny Somali did wouldn't have happened at all. Now, you might ask, what kind of consequences? Well, most of you already know. I'll show you just a tiny piece of how dangerous he really is, because what he's done is basically an ocean of crimes. As you all know, at this point, if the police and legal authorities had acted sooner, Johnny would probably already be in prison by now. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments. And by the way, I guarantee you, Johnny Somali's current expression, situation, and motives exactly with that in this video.
If you guys want to know why I pled guilty 2 days ago or yesterday, it's because, bro, do you think I want to sit in this country any longer? Do you think I'm really gonna sit there and argue with the judge over a $100 fine? I'm guilty, so what? I'll pay it. I'm out.
Now, don't be shocked if, just 2 days from now, you see Johnny Somali streaming again and saying this right to your face. Look at me, what punishment? I'm still free, I'm still streaming. I won't be surprised if that happens, because every time people start talking about his punishment, he shows up again, just to prove he's still out there. Whether anything happens or not, Johnny Somali is still free. No doubt about that. And why does he act like this? That's his whole strategy, to confuse people like us and make it look like he's untouchable. You already know what he thinks about South Korean authorities. He doesn't respect them at all.
So I was like, I'm going to show you guys how far I can push the boundaries, and I'm going to show you that the Korean government is not going to do anything to me because I'm an American citizen, A. And B, I don't do anything seriously violent or drug crime. The Korean legal system is not as strong as people think and perceive it to be. It's really like, if you like, even the dude that punched me in the face and I had to go get stitches, like the other people, bro, he's let out of jail the same day.
So when a criminal stands in front of us and says, "What crime did I do? I don't know," what can we even reply to that? Obviously, this coward is blind to his own crimes. We all know that. But he also thinks the South Korean legal system is too weak to touch him. Now, I'm not here to roast him more. I'm not saying South Korean authorities are weak. But if the system was truly strong and acted faster, Johnny wouldn't be sitting there running his mouth like this. I think you get what I'm trying to say. And if I'm wrong, tell me. Let me know in the comments. At the same time, some of Johnny's fans, or whatever you want to call these people, are still out here saying nothing will happen to their boss. And you already know how they plan their stuff on Discord every single day and night. But this time, Legal Mindset has given a strong warning not only to Johnny Somali, but also to his followers and fans.
I know that all the people, all his little boys in the Discord are going to be like, no, that's not going to happen. Legal Mindset's making stuff up. You just watch. You just watch, kids. He's going to be dragged in there in front of the police, presented with evidence, presented with the case against him, and asked what he feels about it. And I dare him to say he doesn't care. He doesn't know. I dare him to play ignorant. I dare him to pretend he didn't know what he was doing. I dare him to pretend he doesn't know how to turn TTS off. He doesn't know how to turn the speaker off. I dare him to do that.
Not only Legal Mindset, we're all waiting to see just how far Johnny Somali can go. I know he's already crossed every limit imaginable, but everything has an end. I just want to see where the end of Johnny Somali actually is. This type of coward doesn't understand that even the brightest sun eventually loses its light, and he's just a criminal coward who's sunk to the deepest level of a demon. And if after reaching this point, he still says nothing will happen to him or tries to flip it back on everyone else, then just know this coward has completely lost his mind. At that point, whatever you say to him is just wasted energy because nothing gets through to him anymore.
You are in a world of hurt. The case that the SCT has gotten wind of and gotten into here and been put together against you is so strong. And you asked for it, buddy. You asked for it by continuing behavior, by targeting women and children, by picking on those that you perceive as weaker than you because you're a small, fragile little man who will never be anything. You'll always be a loser, a nothing. And you're going to enjoy that loser life in jail. And after you're out of jail, you're going to be a loser after that. And you're going to be dragged in there and questioned right around the time of your trial.
We want to see it. We're desperate to see Johnny Somali lose everything during his trial. This time, he should be taken into custody because he's still causing trouble and planning more chaos behind the scenes. There's clear evidence that they're even threatening the victim and putting people's lives at risk in Discord. So I really think if it actually happens, if Johnny Somali finally gets locked up, that will be the strongest comeback and the real show of power from the South Korean authorities. But I'll say that only after they actually take action, not before. And remember, Johnny himself once bragged that South Korea is locked to him, not that he's locked up in South Korea. That alone shows how big his ego really is.
Listen, I'm gonna tell this to these. I'm not locked in Korea. These Koreans are locked in here with me.
Definitely, Johnny. Now, it's not just that Korea is locked with you, but Korea will lock you in their custody too. I just want to say this. If Korea actually does it, it will be real-time history. A country finally taking down a nuisance streamer like Johnny Somali. And trust me, once this happens, the whole streamer community will be on alert, knowing they can't get away with chaos and disgusting content like Somali or other nuisance streamers. But if there's more delay or more suspense, Johnny will definitely try something to escape again. That's why I can't give any credit to the South Korean authorities until they actually punish Johnny Somali officially. So what do you think? Will South Korea really be able to punish Somali this time? Or will he just escape again next month? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts.